Hi, I'm Tim O'Neill, Kuriyama Marketing Manager. I have with me today Chris Chula, one of Jersey's finest. Chris used to be one of our sales representatives, but he came over to the dark side of marketing, and now he's our Tigerflex product manager. And we're very fortunate to have him. Chris, when I think about the Tigerflex product line, the one thing that really comes to mind is their food-grade material handling products. Would you agree?
Would definitely agree.
What makes Tigerflex food-grade material handling hoses better than the competition?
There's four things we like to think about, Tim, in regards to what separates us from our competition. The first one would be a high-purity compound. Always virgin material, never use recycled material. Helps us control the quality of the material, knowing that there's not a recycled component in it. The second one is a static wire safety. Embedding it in the helix gives us a higher advantage for static wire safety. Our abrasion-resistant polyurethane hoses, very good compared to PVC, and also our high static dissipation qualities of our volt buster hose.
That's great. Can you tell us a little bit more about the high purities, why that's so important?
Absolutely. So what we have on our hoses, by using virgin materials, we're able of having certified materials. So 3A, FDA, USDA, we meet all those requirements to be certified with them. A lot of our competition says compliant, so to have that ability to be certified is a much higher standard with our customer base.
So there's a lot of hoses that are FDA compliant, which of course ours are, but ours are actually USDA certified and 3A certified.
That is correct.
Do you know any other manufacturers who have that?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's excellent. So tell us about why material purity is so important.
Well, the first thing you do as a hosier is you take a smell of the hose. Strange, I know, but you can learn a lot by the smell of a hose. If it has a high petroleum smell to it, you can tell that the plasticizer you're using it to make the hose flexible probably isn't of the highest quality. What you get from that is that odor can transfer over to the material being transferred through it. Nobody wants to be having mashed potatoes coming through their hose and then all of a sudden it's picking up a petroleum smell.
Yeah, no.
So you can end up with a silo full of material with this bad odor that you end up saying, I can't use, I can't sell. You have to throw it out, and that's a lot of dollars wasted for a company in scrap material.
That's a big problem to have, to save a few bucks on a hose.
It definitely is.
Well, that's great. Can you tell us a bit more about the individual hoses?
Absolutely can do that. The hose you're holding here is our standard WT series. PVC material, good for pellet transfer, good for dry powder transfer. Have to be careful with it on dry powder because it doesn't have the grounding wire for static safety. If you need static safety, then our WE series comes into play.
So it seems like a lot of these hoses are just derivatives of each other.
That is correct.
So how would you compare the WT and the WE hose?
They are identical. The biggest difference, the sole difference, is the static wire is positioned in the helix.
So you can just think of WE as like WT with a wire.
Absolutely. The trick I always use is WE wire embedded. I use that as a way for me to remember that hose has a wire embedded in the helix.
That's great. So what would be the next step up from the WE hose?
We would go to the 2001 series. Similar construction to the WE series. We have a static wire embedded in the helix, but with the liner is now urethane instead of PVC. So you will get a lot higher abrasion resistance, up to 3 times potential of abrasion resistance in application.
So we got the WT is the standard, WE is WT with a wire, and then 2001 is WE with a polyurethane liner.
That is correct.
So where would I go from 2001?
This is where it gets fun, Tim. Our Volt Buster series is where it comes in next. This won an award in 2013 for innovation into the market. It won the 2013 Valor Award. This hose here has the ability to dissipate static. It has a static charge decay rate of less than 1 second. So within a second of static being built up, this hose has the ability to dissipate that static charge.
That's great. So now we have WT as a standard for medium static generating transfer applications, WE for higher static transfer applications, 2001 if abrasion is a big factor, and then the Volt Buster is if you have abrasion and a high static.
That is correct.
So these are mainly used in plant. What would you use if you were, say, unloading railcar pellets?
Railcar pellets in outdoor applications, Tim, we generally will go with our 2020 series and our Volt SD series. These two hoses actually have a braided reinforcement, allows for higher working pressures. Outdoor applications often incurs heat, so there's sun hitting it, softening the thermoplastic. The braided reinforcement in here allows for it to have higher working pressures if needed, more durability if it's somewhere where it's being hung from a vacuum system, gives it more integrity to the hose.
So is there a Volt Buster version of the 2020 as well?
Yes, there is. We have our Volt SD series. Volt SD is a similar product to our 2020 in our Volt hose, but what we've done here is we take the braid from the 2020, the construction of the Volt, and created this hose here.
So it has a static dissipating characteristics of a metal hose, but lighter weight, so you get reduction in heavy lifting injuries.
Absolutely correct.
That's excellent. Sure are a lot of advantages to Tigerflex hose. Thanks for taking some time to talk with us today.
My pleasure.